Hi guys, it's Amazing Purple Girl, and this is Foolish Mortals, the demo. I have pledged to the Kickstarter on Kickstarter, but I actually never played the demo. I just was told very good things, that it's perfect if you're a fan of Broken Sword and Monkey Island, but more Broken Sword apparently. So I think it's time I gave it a go. So let's get into it. I met David Younger at Adventure X. Very nice young man. I say young man because I'm pretty sure he's younger than I am. Most people are. I met Sophie as well. She's a very nice young lady. Well, lots of actors. That's good. Good sign. And bride and groom. Some blue and pink purple flowers, just like my hair. A weather vane. Very atmospheric this already. Ah, the blushing bride. I can't remember what I've kickstarted my pledge. I know I went more than just the base game. I think I've got my name in the newspaper, but I believe you can still put add-ons, so I might up my pledge a bit. We'll have to see.
They said there was a treasure on the island, its location known only by the dead. I could see it in my dreams. How was I supposed to know that in order to find it, I'd have to die too?
Oh dear. So I just had to turn the volume up a little bit.
Spirits and specters from regions unknown, guide to me the wanderer who searches alone. Well, welcome back, Murphy McCallan. Have you found all 5 ingredients for the spell?
Probably not.
I found 3 so far.
Ah.
Only 2 are left. The chalk and the coffin nails.
I see.
Hurry. The island will lead you to that which you seek. I have no doubt about that.
Okay. How will the spell help me find the lost treasures of Bellemore Manor? Do you know what happened at Bellemore Manor? How am I going to find the spell ingredients? I'm going to finish finding the voodoo ingredients. Go with the top one.
How will the spell help me find the lost treasure of Bellemore Manor?
There are things on this island that have gone unseen. Stories that have been left unheard. At least to mortals. I commune with regions beyond. Let me introduce you to a friend. Out of the shadows, the cursed and the damned, return now my servant to do my command.
Oh, it's a ghost,
I have returned to you, Master.
I think. Might be a
Lower.
demon.
This gentleman wishes to find the lost treasure of Bellemore Manor. Tell him how this can be done.
Only inhabitants of the house know where the treasure lies. Their spirits still within its walls, trapped between life and death.
Oh.
To ask them, those spirits must be revealed on the mortal plane.
And that is what our spell will do, Murphy. A summoning spell to unveil the ghost trapped within the house.
5 ingredients place inside, tie closed, and then unseal. Within the focus what may hide, this spell will soon reveal.
Once you've collected all 5, we can summon the ghosts of Bellemore Manor. Once we've summoned the ghosts, we can ask them exactly where the treasure was hidden. You have served me, Loa. Be gone!
Bye, Loa. Okay. Do you know what happened?
Do you know what happened at Bellemore Manor?
You want to hear a ghost story, Murphy McCallum?
I want to know everything I can about that house.
Then listen closely.
Oh.
Dark magic runs throughout Bellemore Manor. The house was built by the Bellemore brothers, 3 merchants from England who made their fortune trading across the Caribbean. Xavier Bellemore, an explorer, Yardley Bellemore, an actor, and Cecil Bellemore, a scientist.
Okay.
Their parents dead for many years. They each loved and cared for their young sister, Abigail. And Abigail met a young sailor who worked aboard one of her brother's ships. And in less than a year, he proposed.
Did he? Mr. Bride and Grimm.
Was a scandal. Despite having the pick of any eligible bachelor in high society, her hand and the Bellemore fortune was to go to a commoner.
Tut tut.
Because of their unconditional love for their young sister, the Bellemore brothers sanctioned the marriage. But people began to wonder if Abigail was being locked into marriage, whether by blackmail or black magic.
Oh.
Grand wedding was planned by the 3 proud brothers, but in the months leading up to the wedding, each of the brothers, one by one, was lost, presumed dead. And yet the wedding was still to go ahead, and with Abigail set to inherit the Bellemore fortune once she came of age, many people began to wonder whether the sailor was not a perpetrator, but a pawn. On the morning of the wedding, the sailor was summoned to her chambers. "I don't love you," Abigail declared. "I never loved you."
Oh dear.
And to everyone gathered in the house, Abigail declared that that same evening she would marry another, John Racket, first officer of the Bellemore Trading Company, would be her new groom. Except that didn't happen. On the night of the wedding, everyone in the house suddenly and mysteriously vanished. Perhaps the last revenge of the scorned sailor. The house that night held a heart that would be broken, a victim who would be tricked, and a force that would unleash evil.
Oh dear.
But no one knows exactly who each was.
Yeah.
If you want to find the treasure, Murphy, you'll have to find out.
I see. Okay.
How am I going to find the spell ingredients?
Everything I've ever needed for my voodoo spells, I have found on this island.
Okay.
It's as though this island pulls the supernatural to it. Keep searching.
Okay.
Once that's complete, I will show you the final step of the spell.
Well, I don't think chalk and coffee nails are that supernatural, but yeah.
I'm going to finish finding the voodoo ingredients.
Hurry back.
Sure. Part 1, the summoning spell. That's very Monkey Island, that. Oh, I'm on a boat. Get a fish.
I took the taxidermied fish from the rotting wooden frame.
Oh, why not? Let's have a look in here. if I can.
I jiggled the handle, but the door was locked.
Lacked, as Stobart would say. Ah. Okay. I need to put something in the sack. I think I've only got a fish. Oh no, I have got a few things. Magazine. Gris-Gris. Or Gris-Gris, probably. A manuscript and a bottle.
That wasn't going to work.
No, of course it wasn't. Merry and Macabre magazine, The Vanished Wedding. For richer, for poorer. I will leave this on the screen. You can pause and read it. Yardley Bellemore, the actor. Xavier Bellemore, the explorer. Cecil Bellemore, the inventor. Everything you need to make your own kazoo. Impress your friends. Ah, it's free, is it? Yep. Send me the instructions to make your own kazoo. Also, the free book of sheet music. Well, that'd be helpful. Is it important? That's the question. But anyway, you can read that. I might need to read it later, but for now, I think that was the same. Yeah, about that. See the Gris-Gris.
There was a small leather pouch with a drawstring used for voodoo spells. Currently, it held black feathers, gunpowder, and rum.
Okay, so there's the ingredients. Manuscript. 5 ingredients, place inside, tie closed, and then unseal. Within the focus. What may hide this spell will soon reveal. There's the coffin nails and the chalk that we need.
It was a crumbling rock of chalk.
Uh-huh.
It was a handful of nails, once used to seal up a coffin.
But I need to find those. Okay. Wonder what I'm supposed to do with that sack. Oh, island. Oh, wow. So it looks like there's only 3 locations that are accessible. Go here then.
Walking into the port town of Dead Nettle, I could sense its history in every stone, brick, and plank. Echoes of merchant ships loading and unloading all manner of cargo from expeditions throughout the Caribbean. Gold and treasure that may still lie hidden on the island.
I'm glad he says Caribbean, because that's how I say Caribbean. In this door? No,
I tried the door. It was locked.
they always are. Yeah, George just goes, locked. Doesn't have to say anymore, just locked. Passageway. Ah. Oh, God, it's Thimbleweed Bark now. That's Monkey Island again, actually, isn't it? This door is open. It's not locked. Oh, there's a fisherman. I wonder if we use our fish with him.
You!
Hello?
Stop right there! What's your name?
Me?
Murphy McAllen.
I haven't seen you before. What's your business?
Yeah, what's yours?
I'm just visiting. Why do you need to know?
Because your business
No,
is my business.
it's none
And
of
my
your
business
business.
is news. I'm Evelyn Stoker, editor of the Juniper Parish Gazette.
That's
No
the paper.
misdeed left unshared. No drama left unmonetized. Come on, work with me here, Murphy. I need something juicy. Committed any crimes? Uncovered any affairs?
No.
Any deep personal secrets to reveal?
Nothing.
The honest-to-God truth. No.
I need a good story. I can't always let something minor like the truth stand in the way of that.
So minor. Okay. Oh, why have I got a skull? That's the speaky icon, is it?
Yes?
Hi.
Hi.
What are you working on?
Listen to this. An innocent victim's domesticated canine has been suddenly and mysteriously ripped away from them by fate. Its location and intentions are unknown.
Wait, are you talking about a lost dog?
Technically, it's not lost anymore. It was found shortly before I got to the house. But still, the story must be written.
It must.
I have a headline suggestion. Lost dog, not lost.
I have a personal suggestion. Butt out.
Hey. I told you, it's none of your business.
Don't you have more interesting stories to write about?
The crackpots this island calls a population wouldn't know something interesting if they paid for it. Which they hardly do. Believe me, I've tried to get juicier stories. Scouring the island, doorstop interviews, hiding beneath windows.
You eavesdrop on people through their windows?
It's called investigative reporting.
Yeah, okay.
What's in those filing cabinets?
Past issues of the newspaper, starting right back in 1864. Of course, things were a lot more interesting when Dead Nettle was thriving as a port town. Comings and goings of people, ships, and cargo, lots to report on back then. More than the dregs I have to dress up now.
Okay, where did they stop?
Why did the ship stop coming to Dead Nettle?
The Bellemore Trading Company was the heartbeat of this island. After the disappearance, there was no one left to run the company, and it all got sold off. When that folded, so did pretty much everything else.
Dear.
Do you have any back issues featuring the Bellemore Manor wedding?
We don't, I'm afraid. Most
Oh.
of the paper's directors were at the wedding and disappeared along
dear.
with everyone else.
That's not
The
good.
newspaper had to shut up shop for weeks while
Oh,
it was
yeah.
restaffed. This was back when the Gazette wasn't run by just one person.
It'd be interesting if that happened where I work, because you can't just stop the work.
I'm doing some research on the treasure of Bellemore Manor.
Leave it. That's my advice. There's no story in it.
No story.
Not that anyone would believe. And I've got advertisers breathing down my neck.
What's your theory on Bellemore Manor?
This might sound far-fetched, but I think it was hypnotism.
Mm.
All the puzzle pieces make sense.
Who was hypnotized?
Everyone.
Abigail, by that strange sailor she was going to marry.
Okay.
This newspaper had been publishing a bunch of stories about spooky goings-on across the island. We even had tip-offs of black magic inside Bellemore Manor. Can you believe it?
No.
Who was doing black magic?
Well, we
Voodoo
weren't told
King.
for sure, but it makes sense, doesn't it? The sailor.
Well.
Why else would someone as powerful as Abigail want to marry a lowly manual worker like him?
Love.
Come the night of the wedding, and she wised up. Married John Rackham, the company's first officer. Much more on her social standing, and a responsible choice for the company.
What do you think caused everyone to disappear?
The last revenge of the sailor's sorcery. But imagine me writing that into a piece of serious journalism. I'd be laughed out of the industry.
I guess.
I think I better be going.
Keep your eyes out for a story, McAllen.
Sure.
There are secrets on the island, and it's my job to sell advertisements next to them.
So, are we going to have to do that too? I saw those scissors. She won't let me take them, will she? Oh, she didn't even notice. No, all the twine. Mine now.
Don't even think about touching that machine.
Don't touch that machine, but you can steal my twine and my scissors, no problem. Let's look in the canister.
I wasn't going to get ink all over my hands.
Well, that's very sensible, quite honestly. Maybe the bottle?
Trying to fill the bottle with ink would have caused too much of a mess.
I guess.
If I needed some ink, I could always come back to the newspaper office.
This fishing net. Talk to that fisherman.
The fishing net was so worn, it looked like it might fall apart at any moment. It wasn't going to be of any use to me.
Okay, I'll leave it then. I was going to use the scissors, but I guess I don't need to.
If I was going to make use of that, I needed a fish to weigh.
Well, let's try weighing our fish.
I hung the fish on the scales.
Nice try, but it's going to need to be heavier than that to beat my record.
Yeah, right. I needed to talk to him first. Oh well.
Are the fish biting?
Well, not so well today, to tell the truth. They must have been spooked by something. But you should have seen them yesterday. I was having to fight them off the rod. The name's Ned Kipps, by the way.
Hi.
Just Kipps to my friends.
Am I a
I'm
friend?
Murphy McCallan.
Nice to meet you, Mac. What are you doing on this old rock anyway? I haven't seen you around before. Here on vacation?
I guess you could say that.
Then you got worse judgment than an arm wrestler squaring up to a kraken. Hope you don't regret it.
Me too. What's that book you're reading?
The Louisiana Book of Records. There's this fish called a pinkoza that swims around these parts. Delicious barbecue. And you're looking at the fella that's caught the heaviest pinkoza ever weighed at the Dead Nettle docks. Now I'm looking to see if it's a state record, maybe even national, or a world record.
That's some achievement.
Oh, it was. Got my photograph on the front page of the newspaper and everything.
Okay.
What do you do with the fish you catch?
A couple I saved for myself, and the rest I sell to the Captain's Club. They fancy them up with lemon lobster, slawfish, something or other.
Yeah.
Fools. Everyone knows the best way to cook them is to barbecue them.
Okay.
Then again, I haven't eaten in that place my whole life.
Why not?
I don't have a captain's license, so they won't let me in.
Don't you have a fishing boat?
Wrong.
Now, I used to. The Petit Pichet. But they don't count it if it doesn't have a crew.
Oh,
What happened to it?
That's it across the harbor with this bow sticking out the water. It was the strangest thing. There I was, fishing just out in the bay, when a sea serpent comes out the water, wraps itself around the boat.
Sure.
Well, I was going to be a goner.
Yep.
Jabbed my fishing pole right in its beady eye, throttled the motor, and managed to make it back to shore just as the hull went under. It's lucky I made it out alive.
It was.
That's a pretty tall tale.
I wouldn't believe it myself if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Yeah, but
It
you're
was
the
clear
only
that
one.
Ned had a penchant for fanciful stories.
Yeah.
He told them with such vigor, I think he'd convinced himself they were true.
Pray turn out it was.
What do you know about the disappearance at Bellemore Manor?
Now there's a tale to tell. You know about Miss Bellemore? The bride engaged to the sailor? I heard she was having an affair. Getting up to no good with this fellow called John Rackham. He was one of the Bellemore Company's higher-ups. Anyway, sailor catches wind of it and tricks Rackham into giving the lady a gift. That's what caused everything to go topsy-turvy.
What was the gift?
Call me a liar, but there are places in the Caribbean that trade things more elusive than gold. Ungodly things.
Is that what you think caused the disappearance?
What else could it be?
Well, lots of things.
What can you tell me about Miss Bellemore?
Ah, Abigail. More beautiful than a mermaid, and twice as fishy.
Ew.
Seems like such a nice girl, too. Until the affair. It seems so unlike her.
What about the sailor?
So is it
Don't
true?
know much about him. Never met the fella. I never got involved in the dock work, to tell the truth. Always preferred to sit with my fishing pole and fend for myself. We all figured that Abigail being in love with him and everything, he must have been fine folk.
I
I
guess.
think we were wrong.
Ah.
Poor Rackham, though. He was wronger still.
Well-
I'm a business guy myself. Get the product, sell the product. Nothing wrong with bringing home the bacon, but he brought back trouble, and he paid the price.
I suppose it was a mistake for him to get involved with Abigail.
Yeah, it's risky mixing business and pleasure.
Do I want to tell him that? I don't see the
I'm
harm.
looking for the lost treasure of Bellemore Manor.
Well, I've heard a tall tale or two, but even I'm not spending my time looking for that. It's been lost for 30 years now.
Lost means it's still ready for finding.
True.
I've traveled every waterway on this island, and I haven't even seen a hint of it. It could be at the bottom of the ocean for all I know. And I've found a few treasures in my time. French treasure, British treasure, pirate treasure, but no Bellemore treasure.
Do you still have those treasures?
Well, I had to hide them again. Give someone else a chance to find them. I wouldn't believe it myself if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Catch you later, Ned.
See you around, Mac.
So I wonder if we need to fake this heavy fish for a story for the Gazette. Can I not go down here then? Because I thought clicking there would take me there. Let's have a look. Oh, I can. So how come clicking there didn't take me there? Bit weird. Archway. Go to the archway. What's in here? Ah. Oh, is this the Captain's Club? Yes, CC. Must be.
There was nothing in the fountain apart from a rim of moss.
Bottle? Yep.
I filled the bottle with water from the fountain.
Put that in the fish.
I glanced at the ledger on the podium. It was mostly empty, and the few entries there didn't seem of any interest.
Speak to the maitre d'.
Good evening. He looked past me like I was invisible, as though if he ignored me hard enough, there was a chance I'd disappear. I said good evening?
I suppose, if one's standards are low enough. Have you taken a wrong turn, sir?
I'm just having a look around.
Well, make it a quick one.
Sure.
What is this place?
This, sir, is the Captain's Club, a private members club for current and retired sea and riverboat captains.
Sure.
We are highly exclusive.
Private.
Are you a captain?
He asked with a
Yeah.
smugness that told me he already knew the answer.
I thought not. Then may I recommend a swift exit? You'll find a convenient egress approximately 180 degrees to starboard.
Well, he knows
If you
his
like, I
words.
can give you a good swift kick in the right direction, sir. And don't feel a need to stop walking until your ankles get soggy.
Ow. Soggy?
What makes you think I'm not a captain?
Well, for one thing, you lack the grizzle, the crustiness, the essential R of a captain.
How do I get those?
Years of exposure to salt water and sullen, uncooperative crew members, I should think. Tell me, have you ever captained a three-rigger through a tropical typhoon? Have you ever run the rapids of the Mississippi without hitting a single reef? Wind in your sails, fire in your furnace, waves beneath your keel?
Have you?
Well, it's more complicated than that.
In what way?
Yes, I have.
I get seasick.
Okay. Yeah, can I prove I'm a captain?
Is there any way to prove I'm a captain?
You might show me your captain's license. As I'm sure you know, the state of Louisiana requires all captains, both sea and riverboat, to carry one. But don't try to foist me off with a fake. Last week, we had someone present a license with a photograph distinctly unlike their contemporary appearance. The photograph was clearly of someone a good deal older than them, with more facial hair and, most importantly, one less eye.
What do you know about the lost treasure of Bellemore Manor?
Do you think you're living in a storybook? Weathered maps, talking parrots, X marks the spot? Grow up, you silly boy. Captaincy is an accomplished skill which doesn't need belittling by childish tales like lost treasure.
What do you know about the Bellemore wedding?
You mean the disappearance of the Bellemore wedding? On moonlit nights when the waves crash against the rocks, the captains of this club trade yarns about this very mystery. Did you know Abigail Bellemore's fiancé was a sailor who worked on the ships? Some of the old boys here even worked with him. They say he loved her, as true as a captain loves the sea. But she was a temptress, a siren who scuttled that sailor's heart.
What did she do?
After months of engagement, she broke it off and chose to marry an officer of the company instead, on their very wedding day.
Who was the man she chose to marry instead?
John Rackham, a landlubber who only used the bounties of the sea to fill his coin purse. But the Bellemores harnessed his ambitions for the company, his expertise at imports and exports.
Why did she do it?
What many people don't know is that mysterious things had been found on one of the company voyages to the Caribbean. Mystical things, some say.
What did they find?
The crew was sworn to secrecy by the Bellemore brothers, and all of the men were loyal enough to keep their word. But the rot in the rope was that sister, Abigail. People say that the discovery took hold of her. With the broken heart of the sailor and the resources of the officer, she was about to unleash something terrible. Perhaps it was a good thing that they all disappeared.
Do you think that's true?
Of course not. It's all nonsense. But the captains do love to outperform each other with such tales on a dull evening.
Who are you?
Who are you?
What did
My
you ask?
name is Felix Greer, Major
okay.
D,
Hi.
bartender and acting manager of the Captain's Club. When Mr. Perkins has his night off. And who, pray tell, are you?
I'm just me.
Murphy McAllen. I'm looking for the lost treasure of Bellemore Manor.
Tell everyone your
Oh, goody.
business.
Another young adventurer seeking fame, fortune, or some combination of the two. Just what Dead Nettle's been lacking for local color.
I feel like Thomasina Bateman in Hobbs Barrow had the right idea of the choice to not tell everybody what she was up to. Didn't help her though, did it?
What can you tell me about Dead Nettle?
Do you think you've wandered into the local library? Should we gather around for story time?
Yeah.
I was just hoping to talk to someone obviously so knowledgeable about the area.
Well, yes, unfortunately I'm plagued with an encyclopedic knowledge of the local area. My concierge duties require it. I have a spiel. Welcome, hardy traveler, to our quaint port town of Dead Nettle. Once this town you see around you was a hub of commerce, a beacon for ships bravely navigating between America, Europe, and the Caribbean. With the unfortunate dissolution of the Bellemore Trading Company, our town has settled into a quieter life, perfect for the sailor ready to hang up their cap. We hope that you enjoy your time in our homely town and perhaps explore some of the local sites. With the Captain's Club always here as your home port.
Why was the Bellemore Trading Company dissolved?
Well, you're taking me off script, but it really was quite the scandal. The 3 owners of the company vanished, and there was simply nobody left to run the company.
Wasn't there anyone who tried?
The first officer of the company, Mr. Rackham, looked to step up, but he disappeared too. I do wish the company hadn't collapsed.
I bet lots of people share that wish.
I might have more customers if it hadn't.
I best be casting off.
Don't feel the need to rush back, sir.
Oh my gosh, he is so rude. But then he is a maitre d', and they're generally rude, aren't they? From media, TV, films. Right. Okay. I don't know if I need to prove I'm a captain at some point. What's over here? Yeah, could have walked the other way.
The
but
sign
okay.
read, the fantastic Fantaccio brothers will be performing tonight.
Ooh.
People of all ages welcome. Donations welcome even more so.
I have no cash.
Gruff mumbles emanated from inside the puppet theater. Obviously, preparation for tonight's show was already underway.
Right. I think I've exhausted the island of Dead Nettle. No, hang on. The island is the island. This is the town of Dead Nettle. Silly me. I've exhausted Dead Nettle. That's what I meant. Right. See, it's there now. Dead Nettle. Let's go to the next place along. I like to go left to right. This looks like somewhere to get coffin nails.
I couldn't see any way to open it.
Okay. Not a puzzle then.
I scanned the headstones for anything of note, but didn't know what I was searching for.
Ah, is it a headstone? No, I think that's the will of Arthur Flabbington that I did the headstone. I think. I'm pretty sure it's the Junior Gazette that I have pledged to have my name in. I think it's the obituary. Oh, okay.
I tried to move the coffin, but the jack was holding the table up securely.
Yeah, but look, I've got a hand over the jack. Do it. Ha ha ha! I stole your jack.
With the jack removed, the table rocked freely. The coffin lid had been nailed down securely. I wasn't going to be able to open it.
I just want some nails. Are we in the tin can?
The tin was empty.
No. Do I want to talk to the gravedigger? Is he going to notice I've nicked his jack? I've jacked his jack. Just want some nails, man.
Hello.
Ah, consarn it. Don't sneak up on people like that. You frighten the dying daylights out of me.
He looked at me like he'd seen a ghost. Sorry, you seem a little jumpy?
I thought you were those pesky kids again.
Kids don't seem like a reason to be scared.
They're little terrors. I'm sure they're gonna give me a heart attack.
Ah.
Last week they showed up with a doctor's note they forged.
What?
Saying a man I'd buried
Oh.
that day was just a very deep sleeper.
That's funny.
7 hours I was out here digging him up. At my age.
Hell.
Was he sleeping?
No.
Kid is a dodo. Just like those kids will be if I get my hands on them.
Okay. Yeah, straight to the point.
Have you got any spare coffin nails?
No, I don't got any to spare. I have to buy these out of my own pocket.
Damn.
Do you know how much the parish gives me per burial nowadays?
No.
A pittance.
Ah.
The roof's leaking, my table's broken. I've used floorboards to build some of the coffins. Take my advice. Don't go into this line of work. I'm telling you, undertaking's a dying business.
Very funny. Yes, it's that well-known monetary value, a pittance. Right. Darn it. Consign it. I need them nails which you won't give me. I'm looking for the treasure.
I'm looking for the treasure of Bellemore Manor.
Another treasure hunter. Well, let me tell you something, young man. Don't even think about digging up my graveyard.
Well,
There's no treasure buried here,
You
and
say
I'm
that.
already busy enough filling in the holes that are meant to be here.
you could be wrong.
Do you know anything about the disappearance at Bellemore Manor?
I think it's important to leave the dead to rest in peace.
But what if they're not in peace?
Well, I think there's more to that story than meets the eye. You know the three brothers went missing.
Yep.
Well, if you ask me, I think Abigail Bellemore was behind it. She was engaged to a sailor, but nobody like her would go for a commoner.
She might have loved him.
She could have loved somebody with a big bank account, too. I think she must have been using him, pretending to love him, so he'd do her dirty work for her. Like her brothers.
Okay.
And afterwards, she drops him and goes to marry the officer of the company. Fiendish.
Fiendish.
Those are some pretty serious allegations.
Yep.
Just a feeling, that's all. I don't have any evidence.
No.
But when you work with cadavers, you kinda get a sixth sense about things. People killed in mysterious circumstances. Like you can tell when someone's sneaking up behind you.
You actually seem to have trouble with that.
Wise guy.
Yep.
What do you think was behind the disappearance?
Well, the sailor must have found out he was being manipulated, mustn't he? Done something to get his revenge.
What do you think the sailor did to get his revenge?
Nobody knows. But in his contracts to the Caribbean, he could have come across something fiendish. All we know is that everyone in that house disappeared. And to tell you the truth, I'm quite relieved they did.
Oh, relieved.
Why's that?
Because if they'd not disappeared, it would be this old
Yeah,
fool who'd have
true.
had to bury them. Saved me a good amount of work.
Well, that's one way to feel about it. I think that'll do. I'm not worried about the other two dialogues.
I best be running along.
Don't drop dead.
Yeah.
I don't want anything else adding to my to-do list.
I'll try not to. Damn. So why have I taken the jack? Do I need it? I guess I
The
need
coffin lid had been nailed down securely. I wasn't going to be able to open it.
it. No. Back to the island. There's not much in the church, so last location available is here. Oh, bandstand.
From the gathering moss and rust, it was clear the patio set hadn't been used in decades.
I'm going to guess this is Bellemore Manor. Ow!
So much for good luck.
Pick that up.
I picked up the horseshoe that assaulted me. It was heavy.
Heavy.
Very heavy.
Ah.
With the ripped seam as an opening, I placed the horseshoe inside the taxidermied fish. Now it was heavy.
Thought so.
It was a taxidermied fish, now concealing a heavy iron horseshoe inside it.
Brilliant. Okay.
I wasn't going to wade into the pond.
Did I ask you to?
A large pond lay in front of the house, slowly being reclaimed by algae and weeds.
Uh-huh.
A table and chairs sat inside the gazebo.
an echo of better days with afternoon tea looking out over the ocean.
I have just learnt to right-click when the eye is there. I thought eye meant look at.
Framed by trees
Yep,
and lit by moonlight, Bellemore Manor stood imposingly in the still night air. Even without lights on, it felt like something inside the house was calling me, or warning me.
Oh dear.
Bellemore Manor stood proudly and enigmatically at the center of the estate. Who knew what had gone on inside its walls?
The people who were there, who have now disappeared.
With a deep breath, I took hold of the door handle of the house I'd been thinking about for months and turned it.
It was locked.
Unsurprisingly, it was locked. I
Of course
briefly
it was.
considered breaking into the house, but unsure of just how true the ghost stories were, decided it was better to not risk angering any spirits that may have been in there. If I was getting in, I was going to need the key.
Yep. Path. Can you double click? Yes, you can. Ah, that just takes me back. Okay. Is that it then for this location for the minute? Nothing down there. Look at this. It's so pretty. Right, out. Let's go back to Dead Nettle. Let's see if getting this fish on the scale. That's not going to double click there. Oh, it says the Captain's Club right here. Yeah, me not being very aware of my surroundings. Right, come down here. On the scale. I
Matt,
think that
does
works.
that say what I think it does? You've been holding back on me. That breaks my record.
Yay! Cheating.
McCallum,
Yep.
you just broke the island fishing record.
How did you hear about this so fast?
It's my job to know
Got
about
his out.
things fast. Now, I'm doing the questions here.
How did
so
you catch
what
it?
led to this unbelievable turn of events? Years of practice? Or a one-in-a-million fluke? Did the fish just jump into your lap as you walked the quayside? Was the fish dropped by a passing seagull?
Would have been a pretty darn big seagull.
Just beginner's luck, I guess.
Sure. Cheat.
As I suspected, well, as much as it pains me to say it, you're the cover story on this evening's edition of the Juniper Parish Gazette.
Wow.
And this is why I'm not getting a Pulitzer.
Thanks. Don't be too happy about it there.
I've got to hand it to you, Mac. That fish is a whopper. I wouldn't believe it myself if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Oh, gosh. It's his saying, isn't it? I take it I can't get the fish back.
I'd had enough of carrying
Yeah.
the suspiciously heavy fish around. I decided to leave it there.
Suspiciously. Ah, okay. So what do I do now? Well, there's his wreck.
The tip of a wooden boat poked above the water, clearly the result of a rather unfortunate expedition.
There's no way a sea monster was here. No way. And sea monsters don't exist. Okay. Talk to Kips again?
I decided to leave Kips to his fishing.
No. Obviously not. Oh, but I have to leave. Shall we go back to her? I've forgotten her name already.
Murphy, have you seen the cover of the evening edition?
No.
I think we caught your personality perfectly in that photograph. Naive, simple, unsophisticated. Makes it all the more surprising that you actually accomplished
Charming.
something.
I wonder if I should have it framed.
That will cost you.
Oh, well, yes, frames aren't cheap. Oh, Evelyn. Was it Evelyn? I don't know. But yes, I couldn't remember her name.
There was no way I was going to get past the newspaper editor to get it. Besides, I didn't know how to operate it.
But she's got her story. We could borrow it now.
Evelyn seemed busy, and I didn't have anything else to ask her.
Okay. Oh, the paper.
I picked up the newspaper. The few
It's
people
mine
that
now.
saw it, the better.
My paper now. Island newcomer breaks fishing record. The Penco's a fish. I mean, it's just happened to be the same fish. Oh, was it actually the same fish? Is that why it was taxidermied and framed? I wonder. Look at his face. It's 1933, October the 7th. Okay. There's nothing else in there, is there?
The headline read,
Oh.
Island Newcomer Breaks Fishing Record, with my photograph printed in black and white.
That's it, okay. I assume we need a paper for something?
Hey, you can't come back here.
Why not?
Sorry.
How dare you? I'm the cover of the paper, don't you know? I'm the cover. I'm on the cover. Okie doke. Don't know. Maybe show it to the maitre d'? I don't think that will help.
I didn't need to show him that.
No. Okay.
Apart from the occasional disapproving look out of the corner of his eye, the maitre d' behind the podium seemed to be doing everything he could to convince himself I wasn't there.
Sorry, I was just trying to right-click the paper back into the inventory. I didn't realise I was doing it on the maitre d'. Right, so I've got some water, scissors, twine, and a jack.
It was a screw jack, the type I normally see being used to hold up a motor car when changing its tire.
We got this puppet theatre. Oops. Oh, hang on. Ah! My mouse has stopped. Hang on. There we go. Don't know what happened there. Oh, where were you going? I didn't send you up there. I went over here. Back out. So I've got a newspaper. Do I give it to Gravedigger? I feel like that crypt should be a puzzle. I really do. All these headstones, which are going to be filled with Kickstarter names.
I didn't think he'd be interested in that. That wasn't going to work.
Worth trying.
An antique stove burned quietly in the corner of the tumble-down shack.
Okay.
A coffin sat upon a rickety-looking table, with one leg shorter than the others.
Ah! Doing something.
I tied the twine to the uneven table and took up a hiding spot behind a nearby wall.
I don't know why I'm
It's
doing
time
this.
to wake
Oh,
the
to get
dead.
the nails.
Hello? Hello? Why is it so dark in here?
Huh? Who's that?
I'm stuck! Help! Help!
If that's you kids.
Get me out of this thing!
Oh, no, not again.
Yay, pull out the nails. No, he's definitely dead.
Mister, are you okay? I'm so sorry. I was told... Mister? Oh, God darn it. Next time I see those kids, I'm gonna have a lineup of Pee-wee coffins ready for them. See how they like being scared out of their wits.
I mean, that was just an accident. Pure fluke that I managed to do that. Oh good, I can get the nails now. Just need chalk. And what made me think of putting the twine on the
I
leg?
picked up the handful of discarded coffin nails from the tin.
Right, let's get out of here. Okay, so we've done that. Try the manor again. This chalk must be somewhere.
I placed the coffin nails into the Gris-Gris.
Woohoo. So was it just getting a jack to make the table unstable? Or is the jack for something else? Hey, his jack is a bit like a drain manhole puller, isn't it? Manhole cover puller. It is broken, sort. That just takes me to the island.
Bellemore Manor stood proudly in...
Yeah, I already had that. Hang on. Is it one of those old tricks?
I couldn't do that.
No.
That didn't work. It was the grand front door to Bellemore Manor. I wondered how many people had entered the house this way, and how many never came back out again.
Charming. Right, there's nothing here apart from the horseshoe. For now, obviously. So, back to the island. We must find some chalk. I wonder if it's in that sack, which would be very annoying. Go dead nettle. There's got to be something here. All I've managed to do is get myself on the front page of the paper. There's the puppet theatre. Do I need the scissors?
Carefully,
for?
I cut my photograph out of the newspaper.
Oh.
It was the photograph of myself I'd cut out of the newspaper. I wish I posed better.
Yeah. So, I need to get some sort of captain's pass. What's on the notice board? I missed that.
The latest newspaper contained a photograph of the fisherman on the docks, with a headline declaring he'd just broken the island's heaviest catch record. Nothing else was of interest. That wasn't going to work.
Oh, that was probably a clue to tell me what I needed to do. I can't see why else I'd have that. Oh.
The poster advertised billiards at the Captain's Club, with 3 billiard
Chalk.
balls and 2 cues framing a cube of billiard chalk.
I definitely need to get in there. Oh, darn it. Concern it. How do I get... let's go and talk to him again.
I didn't have anything else to ask Felix.
Oh, well, that's not helpful.
I glanced at the ledger on the podium. It was mostly empty, and the few entries there didn't seem of any interest. That didn't work.
I didn't think it would. What, the
You
drain
can't
pipe?
go up there.
Damn.
It's for members only.
You can't go up the drain pipe. What are you thinking? Do I pour water on him?
I didn't think he'd be interested in that.
Or the podium?
I didn't need to pour water on that.
No. In the plants, which are not hot spotted. Come on, purple girl. Get your brain going. You're so close now, I can tell. Oh, maybe he's a captain.
I wasn't going to search the dead body.
Why not?
I'd
Could
never
be
seen a dead
captain.
body before.
Did you think of that? No.
The tin was empty. An antique stove burned quietly in the corner of the tumble-down shack. Hello.
Ah,
Have you ever accidentally buried someone who is still alive?
not that I know of. When you think about it, how would I know?
Shouts for help? Desperate shaking of the coffin?
Look, I haven't sealed
Whoops.
anyone up who was chatting away with me, let's put it that way. I usually check for signs of life, but everyone takes shortcuts sometimes, don't they? I deserve some rest in peace, too.
That is how I would have known to do that puzzle. I didn't think to ask.
My name's Murphy McCallan. I've just arrived on the island.
Well, welcome, Mr. Murphy.
Thanks.
I'm Edgar Kettle, gravedigger, undertaker, coffin maker, and anything else that needs doing to keep this cemetery running.
Do you have a captain's ID?
Do you not find working in a graveyard a little eerie?
Why would it be eerie?
I don't know. Ghosts, maybe?
I don't like to think about ghosts.
Why not?
Because they'd be bad for business.
No one likes to
I
think
have
about
my work
ghosts.
cut out here with the dead as it is. Imagine if they came back asking for a refund.
Yeah, okay. Refund.
What are you working on?
This is just a pauper's coffin the parish is funding.
He's a
Lock
pauper.
'em in lumber, leave 'em to slumber. That's what I call it. No frills. This'll end up 5 feet under by the end of the night.
Only
I thought it was
5.
supposed to be 6 feet.
Yep.
You're not the one doing the digging. 5 feet means
Wow.
I get a tea break.
Why are you out here working so late?
The funerals take place in the morning, and I prefer to be tucked up in my bed. I don't like those early funerals. I'm not a morning.
Oh, God, that's bad. Okay, I don't need to worry about that.
I best be running along.
I've done
Goodbye.
that puzzle.
I scanned the headstones for anything of note, but didn't know what I was searching for. I scanned the graveyard was dotted with headstones, some old, some young, some legible, some not.
Right, do I need to find a captain? I don't want to be digging graves up.
Embedded into the hillside was a large, elaborately carved crypt. It looked to be hundreds of years old.
Yeah, but you don't let me do anything about it. It seems weird.
I couldn't do that. The wooden shack had a single door. From the moss growing on it, it looked like it hadn't been used for years. The glass of the window was so thick with dust and grime, I couldn't see through it. With a bit of elbow grease,
Oh.
I pushed up the wooden window frame.
I only looked at it. I didn't actually interact with it.
The window to the shack was open, but its
Okay.
interior was largely unimpressive and covered in spiderwebs.
Yeah.
Pressed against the inside wall was a dusty desk covered in spiderwebs, and on top it, one thing lay undisturbed, a small folded document, which I picked up, along with an unintentional eight-legged companion. Ugh!
Yeah.
Ghost stories and haunted treasures I could handle, but spiders gave me the creeps.
Yeah. Okay, what have we got? A captain's license. Are you kidding me? It's a captain's license. The one thing I've been looking for. Why didn't I click on that window earlier? Oh, look at that.
I stuck the cutout photograph onto the still tacky interior of the captain's license. It was convincing enough.
Now I've got my captain's license. What's my name? Cornelius Knott. Oh, it was signed 10 years ago. Thankfully, there's no age. Right, let's go get in the captain's club. Nope, dead now. Through the passage. Down here. Here, have my damn license, Felix.
My credentials.
You're telling me you are a captain?
Yeah.
I trust it's all in order.
Look, Sonny, the bylaws of this club only allow the club manager to verify a captain's license. And Mr. Perkins is enjoying his backgammon evening with Mrs. Perkins and the ladies this evening, with strict instructions not to be disturbed. So I'll be accepting this tonight. We'll try this again tomorrow night, and it'll be another story. Now, with that said, a warm and hearty welcome to the Captain's Club.
Well, thank you,
We sincerely hope
Felix.
you make use of and enjoy our facilities.
I will.
And do please let me know if I can be of any assistance at all.
Especially your chalk. Let's get up here. Hey, look at that. Oh, the one thing I needed. All of that just to get some chalk. Let's go to the balcony. I want to see the balcony. Oh, well, I saw it from the outside, didn't I? Or was that the other side? Oh, come on.
An elegant glass-paneled cabinet stood in the corner of the room. Inside, a pair of cues hung either side of a trophy in the shape of an oversized billiard ball. The cabinet was locked.
Of course. Oh, turns off the fans. Wonder if we need that later.
The painted globe stood at the top of the stairs, covered in pinpricks. It had either been used to plot out expeditions, or as a replacement dartboard.
Could be.
While I was trapped on Devil's Rock, a map of the world wasn't going to be much use to me.
I guess not. Right, chalk. In the Gris-Gris.
I placed the chalk into the Gris-Gris. I've done it.
Yep.
All 5 ingredients for the summoning spell. Now I needed to head back to the Spirit Core.
I did. But you ain't doing it for me, so. Oh, not again. Why'd you keep getting stuck? There we go. Right, Spirit Queen.
Murphy, have you done what was asked of you?
Yes, you
I
asked
have.
a different question.
Wonderful. Now, it is time for the final step. Out of the darkness, the sadness, the fear, I command you, my servant, now to appear!
Him again.
I have returned, Master. What is your desire?
The ingredients have been gathered. The final step of the spell is ready. The focus.
The focus of the spell is that which you are casting it upon. Bellemore Manor is where the ghosts reside. An image of Bellemore Manor is what you must direct the spell with.
Murphy, you have an image of Bellemore Manor we can use.
I do.
Yes, Murphy. That will work. Place it inside the Gris-Gris as the final ingredient.
I folded the magazine cover and placed it inside the Gris-Gris.
The spell is ready. Finally, the ghosts will be free again. Open the Gris-Gris, Murphy, and that will cast the spell.
Okay.
With some trepidation, I took the Gris-Gris from my pocket, and then, with a deep breath, opened it.
Okay.
I am free.
Uh-oh.
Servant, what's happening?
He's not your servant anymore.
Never yours.
Oh, he was never your servant.
I
Sorry.
am your master. You shall do my bidding. I command you.
Sure.
Foolish mortal.
Not happening.
You have served
The
your
game
purpose.
title.
No longer do I need to manifest as an ephemeral
Oh no, who is it?
Now my true spirit form is freed.
Is it one of the brothers?
Do as I say.
You have no more use to me.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
I wasn't sure what I'd
Yeesh.
just seen, but the voodoo fire raging all around me was all too real.
Broken Sword
I
2.
needed to get out, and fast.
Water. Glad I picked some up. Escape. Abigail. I'm interested to find out what happened. I really am. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, bye Murphy. To be continued. That's where I thought it might stop when we got the ingredients. Wow. Fascinating. I'm really glad that I've pledged to this because I'm really looking forward to seeing this game come out. I knew I would enjoy it. You can see I didn't even need to play the demo to know. I can take it from people like me who love point and click adventure games. As you know from my channel, really. So that was Foolish Mortals, the demo. And yeah, I feel a bit silly for not interacting with a window. It's just, it said it was grimy and I thought it was jammed. Should have tried it. I know for next time. But yep, so the Kickstarter has ended, so I think the only way you're going to be able to play the full game is by buying it when it is released. I keep getting updates on Kickstarter from the team, the youngers. It all seems to be going very well, going along as they've expected. They were blown away by the support, so that's just good, isn't it? I love when these games get funded fully and even past the target. It's fantastic. For Oliver and Harry, I guess that's their children. Inklingwood Studios, that's a lovely name. Well, that's it, I suppose. So thanks for watching, and I will say bye.